Recently, we've done videos on the top 10 best supercars to use in drag races, the top 10 best sports cars to use in drag races, so today we're back again with the top 10 muscle cars to use in drag races. I tested out every single one of the muscle cars in GTA 5, put them on a drag strip at the airport, the one that you would normally use whenever you do drag races here, and we got the times for them. So let's take a look at the top 10 best muscle cars to use in drag races in GTA 5 Online. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Before we take a look at the top 10 cars, we're quickly going to go over how to do a perfect launch. If you guys already know how to do it, or if you've already seen me explain it, just forward the video just a little bit. But anyways, take a look at this launch with the Gauntlet HELLFIRE. You can see how much traction I lost there. It plays a huge part in drag races. You want to have a perfect launch. So now take a look at when I launch it again. I launch it perfectly. I don't lose any traction whatsoever and the car just takes off. It plays a huge part and you'll be able to win a lot more races if you could take advantage of this and learn how to do it perfectly on whichever car you want. As you guys know, this is a muscle car, and if you hold the handbrake down and rev up the engine, it's going to do a wheelie. But if you do it properly, it won't. All you want to do is hold the handbrake down, barely push the gas down, and then launch. Once the car starts driving, slowly ease into the gas, your car will take off and it won't lose any traction. It's very simple, mess around with it, and I'm telling you, it'll help out a lot. In 10th place, we have the IMPALER. It's honestly a pretty nice muscle car. It doesn't have a ton of upgrades, but it's pretty great, and it got a time of 21.02 seconds, which is pretty good when you compare it to some of the other times a lot of the other muscle cars got that didn't even make it into the top 20. Some of these cars will do way better than the times that they have if you can launch it perfectly. It's super simple to do, like I said, and I am trying to figure out a way to do it on PC. I'm not really sure how to do it perfectly yet on keyboard and mouse, but if you guys know exactly how to launch a car perfectly so it doesn't lose any traction off the launch, let me know down below in the comment section and I'll pin it so everybody else can figure it out as well. In 9th place, we have the HERMES. It got a time of 20.8 seconds, which is pretty decent. I've always kind of loved this car for one reason only, and it's going to be the livery it has on it. Honestly, it just reminds me of the Cars movie with Doc Hudson. It literally looks exactly like that, which I absolutely love. Another cool feature about this car is once you start driving, it'll actually lift up, like the suspension is on an air suspension, so it'll just kind of pop up in the air, which I thought was kind of cool. It's a pretty decent car, coming in 9th overall out of all the muscle cars in GTA 5. In 8th place, we have the PIBSWASSER Dominator. It got a time of 20.65 seconds, which is pretty great. If you guys didn't already know, but the PIBSWASSER Dominator, the Redwood Gauntlet, and the other cars like that actually have improved performance because they are like racing cars, I guess. So if you wanted to use them, they're definitely going to perform a little bit better in drag races. I never use them though because the handling on them just kind of sucks. They're all older vehicles and there's a lot of other vehicles that are much better. But still, if you're looking for a cheaper car, some of you guys are actually able to get these cars completely free. If you transferred GTA 5 from PS3 to PS4, you can get all of these cars for free, which is pretty cool. Next, we have the Arena War IMPERATOR, one of my favorite cars in GTA 5. Obviously, when it looks normal, not like this. This looks too crazy for me, but it got a time of 20.59 seconds, which is pretty great, and of course, that's without using NOS or anything like that. It's honestly a beautiful car, and this also goes for the Future Shock and the Nightmare versions of the Arena War vehicles, so honestly, they're pretty great in terms of drag racing. Handling-wise, they're definitely not the best, but honestly, if you're going to be driving straight with them, they'll do pretty damn good. Next up, we have the Gauntlet Classic Custom, which got a time of 20.54 seconds. It's honestly a beautiful car. I love the Daytona Chargers from back in the day. I think they look absolutely stunning, and this one, obviously being a Benny's vehicle, has a ton of really cool customizations that you could throw on it. It is a little bit expensive, but honestly, it's a pretty damn nice car, and it's also pretty fast. If you brought it to a drag strip, you'll do pretty decent, as long as you're all using muscle cars. By the way, be sure to check out Digizani. You could purchase games, gaming accessories, and in-game currency for all your favorite games, like GTA 5, Forza, and many more. Use code FROLICKS at checkout and get a 10% discount. Next up is going to be the Arena War IMPALER. It got a time of 20.54 seconds as well. It's honestly a pretty great car. I just never really drive it around because my favorite Arena War vehicles have to be the ZR380 and the Imperator. Hands down, they're my favorite cars to use from Arena War. But this car is obviously pretty decent, coming in 5th place overall out of all of the other muscle cars in GTA Online in terms of driving straight in a drag race. It's honestly pretty great, and I recommend buying it if you're looking for a decent car in a drag race. Next up, we have the Arena War Dominator. It got a time of 20.43 seconds, which is pretty great. It's definitely the best Arena War muscle car to use in drag races, as you guys probably already know. It's a pretty nice looking car, and honestly, when you leave it pretty stock and you upgrade it to the Arena War version, it looks pretty damn clean. I'm low-key a fan of it. It's definitely not my favorite one, but it's pretty awesome still. It's a pretty decent car, finishing in 4th overall out of all the muscle cars in GTA Online. Before we get into the top 3, let's take a look at 2 honorable mentions. First, in 12th place is going to be the Dominator GTT. We got a time of 21.25 seconds, which is pretty great. This car is amazing. I absolutely love the look of it. It's definitely one of my favorite LS tuner cars from that update. I just love the look of the car. It looks absolutely stunning. And overall, it did not place in the top 10, but it's still placed in the top 12 out of all of the muscle cars in GTA 5 Online, which is still pretty amazing. And 11th place goes to the Vapid CLIQUE, which got a time of 21.08 seconds. It was edged out of the top 10 by 0.06 seconds, which is kind of crazy. Now, this car may not be the fastest muscle car to use in a drag race, but it's definitely one of the best muscle cars in terms of handling. It is outstanding, and if you want a car to use in races, then the CLIQUE will definitely be a great option for you. It's definitely not the fastest in terms of drag races, but it's still a pretty awesome car. In 3rd place, we have the PEYOTE gasser, which got a time of 20.31 seconds, which is pretty amazing. I never even gave this car the time of day, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did the exact same thing as well, because honestly, it's just not my type of car. But little did I know, it places 3rd overall out of all the muscle cars in GTA 5 Online, which is extremely shocking to me. Like, I was shook when I realized this car was actually pretty decent in terms of a drag race. I have no idea how it performs in terms of handling and all that kind of crap because, like I said, I've never used it, but in terms of drag races, it's OP. In 2nd place, we have the Dominator ASP, which got a time of 20.3 seconds, literally 0.01 seconds faster than the PEYOTE gasser, which obviously is a little bit better, but it's not too noticeable if you're doing a drag race. You're most likely going to say it'll be a tie between those two vehicles, but I personally like this one a lot more. As you guys know, it's definitely one of the most popular LS tuner vehicles as well. It looks absolutely stunning, and it was extremely sought after by the whole GTA community when the LS Tuners update came out. It's pretty great, finishing 2nd overall, and in 1st place we have the Gauntlet HELLFIRE, which I'm sure all of you probably already guessed what happened. It got a time of 19.59 seconds, which is amazing compared to all of the other muscle cars in the game. It finished just over about half a second sooner than the Dominator ASP, which came in 2nd place. This car is awesome. My favorite muscle car in GTA 5 because I'm a huge fan of Challengers. I think this car looks great, tons of cool customizations you can do to it, and it's also pretty damn fast. And I also use it in races because I can handle it pretty decently. It will spin out a bit, but it's still a pretty great car. Anyways, that is the top 10 muscle cars to use in drag races in GTA 5 Online. Now, obviously, these are not the best cars to use in GTA Online in drag races. If you guys want to see some other videos I did on the top 10 supercars and sports cars to use in drag races, the links are down below in the description. And if you guys want me to make a video on the top 10 SUVs to use in drag races, let me know. Or maybe I'll make a top 5, because honestly, who actually uses a lot of the SUVs in drag races? And a couple of them are actually pretty amazing. So I'm sure some of you guys are probably interested in that. Don't forget, if you guys want to launch these cars perfectly, make sure you practice doing the perfect launch, because then all of these muscle cars will absolutely slap. And if you can hit a double clutch while going from 1st to 2nd or 2nd to 3rd gear while you're racing, they will do even better. So make sure you guys do that, and some of these muscle cars will outperform a lot of the supercars in GTA Online. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.